for government. People must be partners with the government in the development of this country. And measures to induce higher productivity from the Barbadian labor force must be an essential part of our way forward. We do not need and will not support a continuation of the present wage freeze from 2 to 4 years. We call upon the government to implement not a wage freeze, but an incomes policy that enables some element of wage increase for the vulnerable at the bottom, and which introduces performance and productivity-based increases for those who are contributing to the development of our country. These things we can do, we must do, and we will do. The third strategic matter that we must deal with is to take steps to ensure that the development of our country takes place in an environment of peace, stability, and good order. Barbados has always enjoyed the reputation of being a tranquil place where Barbadians and visitors alike are able to go about their daily activity without fear of molestation. This great party has played a pivotal role in ensuring that this reputation is not lost by ensuring that our law enforcement agencies will provide with the tools that they needed. We brought to this country cutting-edge developments in policing technology, improving the terms and the conditions of work. We also modernized the Coast Guard so that they too can function effectively in the fight against crime. We have been able to hold our heads high in the region and in the developing world. We were not able to complete our agenda. For example, in our last manifesto, we committed to lower the retirement age for police officers to bring it more in line with the retirement age for members of the Barbados Defense Force. By contrast, the dead promise of police officers duty-free cars that I will pursue. But now, they are in danger of losing these hard-fought gains. When we say that Barbadians are feeling under siege, it is not to grow at the failures and the steps of this administration, or to grow at the continued turmoil in the now politicized Barbados police force. As a political party of over 70 years existence, we understand only too well our solemn duty to stand in the breach for all Barbadians, our duty to speak up when our country is approaching a pitfall that others within our region has not been able to avoid. We speak up to put the government on notice that Barbadians are not prepared to endure an existence where gunshots are read out daily in our communities. Right. We will not endure an existence where we are not safe in our homes, where houses are broken into every 4 hours, an existence where the criminal element is emboldened to the point where the most heinous murders are now being committed on the innocent, the young, and the vulnerable. The kind of instability that we are witnessing every day will undermine our economic recovery and put our already threatened social development in peril. In this fight, we must be the victors. From the wave of criminal activity that threatens our well-being and our economic and social stability, Barbados must be rescued and restored. We can, we must, and we will. The fourth strategic matter that must be addressed and harmoniously resolved is to ensure that any matter of a major financial nature that can adversely affect the functioning of institutions and the welfare of our people is dealt with decisively and with justice for all. CLICO and the settlement of the CLICO fiasco that it presents a major challenge that must be met head-on if Barbados is to enjoy a harmonious future. The Barbados Labour Party cannot and must not let this matter fade from public view, as those in the BLP, with their powers, will want it to do. The party owes a duty to the citizens of Barbados and those who put their hard-earned savings in people and who now find themselves at the risk of losing everything to fight on their behalf until every penny invested by our citizens in Kiko is returned to both countries. This policy has been left pending for too long. Too many poor people, including pensioners and small investors, are hurting and cannot get on with their lives because of a clear sense of direction as to what is happening. Two matters, in our judgment, need to be settled. The first is that right must be done for those who invested in this company in accordance with the assurances given by persons qualified to speak on behalf of the government. The second is that justice must be done and seem to be done, how or no how. On the first matter, the judicial manager recommendation in the report is that at best people will get back 60 cents for each dollar in their investment, at worst 40 cents. The report leaves open the possibility that government can top up these amounts if it wishes. Two prime ministers, a minister of finance, and the governor of the Central Bank of Barbados have gone on record in public as stating that the investors in Kiko will get back all of their money. These statements by these persons holding high office and positions of public trust have excited reasonable expectations on the part of those who have waited patiently on this matter to be resolved. A clear statement of reaffirmation is needed by government that it will go beyond the recommendations of the judicial manager report to confirm that investors will not get back 60 cents or 49 cents, but will get back the full 100% as promised. Secondly, there is the matter of the pursuit of justice. After months of agitation by concerned policyholders and persons holding annuities, a judicial manager was appointed by the High Court on April 14, 2011 to consider the options for the restructuring of the operation of Kiko Life Insurance Company. During this work, the judicial manager reported that of $802 million of assets on the company's books, documentation could only be found for $510 million. Thus, there are some assets totaling close to $300 million that either could not be found or might be in some other entity or country. Thus, the judicial manager has sought and has received the court's approval to commission a forensic audit to investigate the intercompany amounts on the balance sheet of Kiko International Life Insurance Company. I must tell you that this limited approach is baffling to me as much as it must be baffling to you. Kiko, a company according to Thompson, whose operations were sound, prudently managed and well regulated, cannot now say what has happened to $300 million in assets. question here is, why has the judicial manager requested such a limited forensic audit? Surely all aspects of the company's operations, its policies, its methodologies, its management, and its board of directors should be the focus of any forensic audit. The question that she poses is, should we allow any wrongdoing that caused this company to collapse in a way that individuals who put their money in and at maturity dates cannot get them back, be allowed to go unpunished? We say no. We as members of this responsible party must raise our voice in unison and tell Stuart and Sinclair and World that we will not rest until those responsible for the mess that is Kiko are investigated, and if found guilty, it is sent to St. Philip to sit side by side with lesser mortals whose actions fail by comparison. They must change the fine Italian soaps for soaps of blue linen. I close my remarks to you today in the same spirit and on the same note on which I started. Barbados requires yet again another extraordinary effort from the Barbados Labour Party for our nation to succeed. But this can only come from the united team BLP. I am now into 28 years of representative politics. And over that period, I have drawn my inspiration only from the best that the BLP has to offer. That best has been the example of Bernard St. John, who has always there to serve in whatever capacity the party or the country wished him to serve, without rancor or without causing divisions in our institutions. I do not believe in factions. I had a government for almost 14 years and entertained no factions in my cabinet or in the parliament. I led the party for 14 years, during which these annual conferences were like party picnics, free of tensions and rivalry. This party has had to go on without Bradley Adams, his son Tom, and me. At some stage, it will have to go on without me. In the middle of a third term, I told the famous meeting of our parliamentary group that he felt that the party had constructively to address the matter of my successor. The party was shot down on the grounds, the proposal was shot down on the grounds that I would be a traitor to the party if I did not want to continue to lead. I am here not because I have ruthlessly sought power at all costs for its own sake. I am here in the mood and in the spirit of Bernard St. John to serve the party and the country in such capacity as he is. At some stage, the matter of the orderly succession in this party will have to be addressed. It will have to be addressed, not through any meeting between me and any rival, For I am not in any rivalry with anybody in this party or anything. It will have to be addressed by a constructive meeting and a constructive engagement between those who will be here after I am gone to carry on the great service and the great traditions of this great party. I genuinely hope that such a constructive engagement can take place, and that it will be inspired by the immortal words of St. Paul to the Philippians, with which I leave you today. Finally, my brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue,